Iconic filmmaker Woody Allen has been married to Soon-Yi Previn for decades. But there are some strange aspects to this coupling. Their union gives new meaning to the term blended family, and get this, she doesn't even care for his movies. Here's everything you need to know about this odd match. Woody Allen supposedly saw no problem dating Soon-Yi Previn, his ex-girlfriend Mia Farrow's adopted daughter from Korea, because she wasn't a biological child and because he and Mia Farrow had never married. Farrow had adopted Soon-Yi with her boyfriend before Allen, Allen Previn.
How can they marry their step-siblings?
I'm not her brother, and I never was.
Except for that 1 year.
It's exactly what Woody Allen did.
Allen told Time, "I am not Soon-Yi's father or stepfather. I never even lived with Mia. I've never in my entire life slept at Mia's apartment, and I never even used to go over there until my children came along. I was not a father to her adopted kids in any sense of the word. There's no downside to it. The only thing unusual is that she's Mia's daughter. But she's an adopted daughter and a grown woman. I could have met her at a party or something." Previn echoed that rationale, telling Time, "To think that Woody was in any way a father or stepfather to me is laughable. My parents are Allen Previn and Mia, but obviously they're not even my real parents. I came to America when I was 7. I was never remotely close to Woody." Priscilla Gilman, who dated Matthew Previn, son of Mia Farrow and Allen Previn, told Vanity Fair that Farrow's other children noticed something was up with a teenage Soon-Yi and Woody Allen. Gilman recalled, "All of a sudden she started wearing these incredibly sexy clothes and putting on these black, really slinky shirts and little skirts and these pumps and stuff. She would say, 'Don't tell Mom, I'm going to a friend's house.' And I said to Matthew, 'I think she has a secret boyfriend, and I think we should find out who this is.' And Matthew said, 'Oh no, just let her do her own thing.'" One of Soon-Yi's longtime tutors, Audrey Seeger, also had suspicions about Woody's influence on Soon-Yi. Seeger told Vanity Fair, "Those last 6 months of high school, there was a definite change. I have no idea when her relationship started with him. He was helping her to show her how to dress and prepare herself to be a model, and he arranged for her to have professional pictures taken. When I saw the professional pictures, I was very surprised because Soon-Yi looked so glamorous." Vanity Fair reported that Farrow discovered Allen's relationship with Soon-Yi when she found a stack of racy photos of her daughter at Allen's home. Allen took the photos of Soon-Yi, claiming they were a tool to kickstart her modeling career. Allen told Time, "Soon-Yi had talked about being a model and said to me would I take some pictures of her without her clothes on. At this time we had an intimate relationship, so I said sure, and I did. I said, 'Look, our relationship has been over for some time. We should go our separate ways. The important thing is that we do what is right for our children.'" Farrow was then awarded custody in 1993 by the New York State Supreme Court. According to the New York Times, acting Justice Elliot Wilk described Allen as a self-absorbed, untrustworthy, and insensitive father. The Times said Wilk issued a scathing 33-page decision that denounced Mr. Allen for carrying on an affair with Soon-Yi Previn, trying to pit family members against one another, and lacking knowledge of the most basic aspects of his children's lives.
Nobody likes me in the house. I'm with a house full of enemies.
In terms of his children's thoughts on his relationship with Soon-Yi Previn, Woody Allen seems equally baffled by any resistance. When asked about his kids' feelings, the filmmaker told Time, "I don't think they think of sleeping with. They only know what is constantly drummed into them. And I don't think my children feel any lack of affection or any rivalry. Soon-Yi and I will be very, very cognizant of their situation and feelings." When a judge asked Allen about the consequences of sleeping with someone his children may view as a sister, the filmmaker replied, "I didn't see it that way. I'm sorry." In 1992, Woody Allen told Time that Mia Farrow was the one who prompted him to forge a relationship with Soon-Yi Previn, though likely not the kind of relationship that ultimately transpired. "Mia had encouraged me to get to know her. She would say, 'Take a walk with Soon-Yi. Do something with her. Try and make friends with her. She's not really as hostile to you as you might think.' Mia thought it was fine I took her to the game, and we struck up a relationship. It was strictly I don't want to say an intellectual relationship, because I'm not saying we were discussing Kant or anything, but we chatted about different things. The New York Post reported that after Mia Farrow found out about Woody Allen's relationship with her daughter, she sent Soon-Yi to work at a children's summer camp in Maine in June 1992. The job didn't last, but Farrow didn't know that. According to the Post, Farrow later found out that Previn had been fired from the camp because Allen was bombarding her with calls. Farrow supposedly didn't even know where her daughter was until she saw paparazzi photos of Previn outside Allen's apartment. Allen told Time that the reason he kept his relationship with Soon-Yi a secret from Mia, at least initially, was because he didn't necessarily think it would last. He stated, "For all I knew, I might have just been a little footnote in Soon-Yi's life," and then she would later say, "Well, I had a little flirtation with my mother's boyfriend at the end of their relationship." He told NPR, "I started the relationship with her and I thought it would just be a fling. It wouldn't be serious, but it had a life of its own. And I never thought it would be anything more. Then we started going together, then we started living together, and we were enjoying it. And the age difference didn't seem to matter. It seemed to work in our favor, actually." Just how big is that age difference? Previn was 27 years old and Allen was 62 when they wed in 1997. The filmmaker told NPR, "I'm 35 years older and somehow, through no fault of mine or hers, the dynamic worked. I was paternal. She responded to someone paternal." When news of their relationship broke, Soon-Yi Previn issued a statement to Newsweek defending her romance with Woody Allen and alleging that Mia Farrow abused her. Previn stated, "I think Mia would have been just as angry if Allen had taken up with another actress or his secretary. I'm a psychology major at a college who fell for a man who happens to be the ex-boyfriend of Mia. I admit it's offbeat, but let's not get hysterical. The tragedy here is that because of Mia's vindictiveness, the children must suffer. I will always have a feeling of love for her because of the opportunities she gave me, but it's hard to forgive much that followed." Soon-Yi Previn's statement was powerful, but some insiders believe those eloquent words actually belonged to Allen. One source told Vanity Fair, "Soon-Yi doesn't know half those words, what they mean." Woody Allen seemed baffled at the backlash he faced over his romance with Soon-Yi Previn, and he was especially taken aback at the notion that Mia Farrow may not adapt well to the relationship. After Farrow found out about Allen's relationship with Previn, sources told Vanity Fair that he broke down sobbing and asked Farrow to marry him, allegedly saying the affair with her daughter was probably good for Soon-Yi's self-esteem. Playwright pal Leonard Gershey, who was Farrow's next-door neighbor in New York, told the magazine, "Allen's whole attitude about it was as though it were a breach of etiquette. Farrow couldn't believe what was coming out of him, and then she slapped him." Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter in 2016, Woody Allen talked about his wife's past. "She had a very, very difficult upbringing in Korea. She was an orphan on the streets, living out of trash cans and starving as a 6-year-old. And she was picked up and put in an orphanage." He seemingly left out the part about Mia Farrow adopting Soon-Yi Previn, opting to give himself a lot of credit instead. "And so I've been able to really make her life better. I provided her with enormous opportunities, and she has sparked to them. She's educated herself, got a college degree, and went to graduate school, and she has traveled all over with me now. She's very sophisticated. She has just become a different person. So the contributions I've made to her life have given me more pleasure than all my films." In 2011, Woody Allen told The Guardian that his wife isn't a fan of his work. Allen stated, "She's never taken me seriously, really. She thinks that I'm very good at what I do and absolutely terrible at everything else, and she's probably not far off." Allen added, "People thought when I first married her that because of this big age difference, I'd married someone who'd idolize me. But that wasn't the case at all. She's just not that interested in them." Woody Allen acknowledged the inequality in his relationship with Soon-Yi Previn in a 2005 interview with Vanity Fair, but he said he believed that Imbalance was a positive thing. The filmmaker claimed, "All the women that I went out with were basically my age, 2 years younger. 10 years was the maximum. Now here, it just works like magic." Allen may not have been entirely truthful about his relationship past. According to the New York Post, Allen dated high school student Stacy Nelkin when he was in his 40s. It was Nelkin who reportedly inspired his iconic 1979 film Manhattan.
I was one of those girls who was always looking for a daddy, and I would imagine Soon-Yi had the same kind of issues.
So that's what attracted you to Woody?
Oh, very much so.
Unconventional and controversial as it may be, Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn's marriage has outlasted the unions of many of their entertainment industry peers. A then 79-year-old Allen described it like this in a 2015 NPR interview. "I'm a big believer in luck. I feel that you can't orchestrate those things. Two people come along, and they have a trillion exquisite needs and neuroses and nuances, and they have to mesh. And if one of them doesn't mesh, it causes a lot of trouble. It's like the trace vitamin not being in your body. It's a tiny little thing, but if you don't have it, you die." Previn has also described their love story in grand fashion via an email to Vulture. "I think Woody liked the fact that I had chutzpah when he first kissed me, and I said, I wondered how long it was going to take you to make a move. From the first kiss, I was a goner and loved him." After Soon-Yi spoke with Vulture about her marriage to Woody Allen and her estrangement from adoptive mother Mia Farrow, the author of the 2018 profile spoke out and claimed that Allen would have preferred the story not to run at all. Writer Daphne Merkin told the New York Post, "There was no influence from Allen on the story other than he told me more than once to pull the piece. He just thought, don't." Merkin happens to be a friend of Allen's, but Vulture's parent publication, New York Magazine, released in a statement, "This was always meant to be told as Soon-Yi's account. We knew from the time that we got the first draft that other people involved would dramatically disagree. We worked carefully to represent their perspective in the story." In the end, Merkin was heavily criticized for the piece, which was perceived by some as biased. She told the New York Post, "I felt I was opening the door on their townhouse and showing us an odd but affecting couple. It's strange how critics don't think Soon-Yi deserves to be heard, that the abuse she suffered because it was at the hands of a woman and not a man is somehow less valid. My intention was to let a silenced woman's voice be heard." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.